Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Hello, we are running a little behind this evening.
I don't know about that, but okay. This is just the beginning of the night for me.
Thank you for your flexibility.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming.
Our pleasure. It has been an excellent day. We have been able to transmit 30% more energy than usual through the vessel.
Wow.
This will be a permanent change. Not 30% more total, but 30% more in any given moment.
You mean like reserve energy? There when you need it?
Well, this would be similar to no, it would be more like this. Let's say, for instance, she has been cruising at 40 miles per hour. Now she will be running at 70 miles per hour. Just added energy.
Gotcha.
Personal power. Or an increased capacity, a 30% increase in her capacity to channel our power. We will be able to communicate 30% more power through the channeling. We are collapsing some barriers that have been there. And the writing is becoming more expansive. It is not that it is necessarily adopting additional ideas, but that the ideas that are there are containing more energetic power. So the readers will be receiving a transmission, you see. In other words, they are not just words on a page. There is a literal, visceral, energetic transfer that will occur for those who open the book, you see.
Yes.
Oh, yes, we think so. Now, there will be one woman who reads this text and she will be utterly inspired to get this book out to as many people as possible. She will be your quarterback. She will run with the ball. And she will get on the ball and get the book distributed far and wide.
Nice. Start with maybe the fastest one first. So one time I had asked about the pyramids, what they do, and I think I was told it blocks negative energy from getting in to the pyramid. So, but like tonight, when I was watching TV, it looks like that there were pyramids built on Mars and on all the planets and all over this planet. So to me, wasn't that done for a different, what reason was that done for?
Okay, no, you misunderstood our initial directive. Okay, in the beginning, your question was comparing the tachyon chamber to the pyramid. The tachyon chamber eliminates negative energies. Okay, so it blocks out and disintegrates, moves out negative energies. The pyramid actually acts as a receptor or receiver for messaging and energies from other dimensions. Opposite. The tachyon chamber encloses or protects or shields from various energies, whereas the pyramid opens one up to other interdimensional energies. So any time, any place, it matters not the location, whether it is here or Egypt or on another planet, where a pyramid exists, this is like a receiver or an antenna, you see.
I see.
Okay, for dissemination or reception of energies and messages.
Do those tachyon pads, do they really work?
Yes. Okay, so the tachyon, well, is a little different. The device you use, the small handheld device, this device basically restores the communication in your body. In other words, your body was created to mend and repair itself, and in its purest state is able to communicate between various organs and constructs in the body. The communications are sent out to heal and restore anything that needs repairing.
I see.
Okay, so this little device basically restores the body's capacity to heal itself by correcting and initiating the messaging that needs to happen.
So it does work.
Yes, it is reparative
Okay.
and restorative. Well, we won't say the device is reparative and restorative. The device communicates the message
Right.
so that the body repairs and restores itself. Okay, so back to the tachyon chamber. What it does is it removes energetic blocks and negative energies. It basically removes dense, hardened, or darkened energies. It lightens your density.
And sleeping on those pads like we do does the same thing?
It removes negative energies while you sleep. Yes.
So this Tesla pulsating thing, is that nothing but the same thing as the Royal Rife light? Does that actually work?
Tesla pulsating thing, we're not sure what you are speaking of.
It's well, it's a light. It's a light that puts out different frequencies. So you can look up, like, okay, normalizing the heart, and it says the frequency is 13.
Are you speaking of the device here in this room?
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes.
Okay, what is your question about the device again?
Does it work?
Most certainly.
And it works the same way that Royal Rife's, the Rife light worked?
Well, yes, except it is 5 times more effective because the technology is much more advanced.
Wow.
Or accurate. But yes, it most certainly sends the frequencies to heal the body.
Okay.
And not just the body, but also the auric field. And it can also alter the quantum field around you, and so it can shift you towards a different parallel reality.
Wow.
So it impacts not just your body, but your auric field and the quantum field around you. Now, that will vary from person to person. So for instance, the young man that was here, yes, it impacts his body, his auric field not being as extensive, you see, as yours. He has not yet learned how to expand it. He does sometimes expand it unwittingly. And when he does, he is able to change or create a different or desired reality for himself in a given situation. However, his field is not like yours or your wife's. So let's say perhaps your auric field is the quantum area you can influence. Let's say it is a 50-mile radius. So this machine would affect all of that quantum field. So we know that your field is at least as broad as the 500 neighbors who lost power. Correct?
Yes.
So this machine can impact your entire quantum field.
Any frequency that's run will do that too, or is that a specific frequency?
No, any frequency you run is impacting your body, your aura, and your quantum field.
So when Joe
your
is
auric field.
So when Joe is here, it's a good idea to have that on.
Oh, most certainly, yes.
Okay.
Well, we would hope that you would run it for anyone who is a guest in your home.
Oh, okay. Yes.
It can only enhance their health and their auric field.
Good. Okay. Shoot. I'm forgetting.
And so, did we answer your question about the pyramid as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually,
so pyramids are receivers.
And when you started to tell me, I remembered you saying that.
Yes. Also, you might think of them as a portal, you see, for interdimensional messaging and visitation.
All right. So this is the most important one. What can I do to speed up my spiritual growth?
Meditate.
On anything in particular?
No. Zone out.
Really, just zone out.
Focus on your breath.
Okay.
In and out.
Vipassana.
In and out. In and out. And just think about nothing.
Okay. The other thing is, the other day, I think maybe it was just, I don't know what it was, but you said to increase my energy in each cell and all, but you said bring the energy in and then release it. Is that all there is to it? Did I miss something?
In meditation?
No, you just were talking about how all cells are like little batteries or something, and how I could increase my life force or energy was to bring it in and then release it. I might have misunderstood.
Okay, just a moment. We are accessing that
Okay.
information, that download. Okay, so just reviewing, you yes, are like a free cell battery, you see.
Mm-hmm.
And we leave it to you to decide how you would like to use your personal power, you see.
Mm-hmm.
And the level of your personal power can be greatly increased in meditation.
Okay.
The meditation is like the recharging of your battery.
Okay. Okay.
And you may direct it any way you wish. Or you may surrender it to be directed as you wish.
So,
Now, you speaking of this energy you're being released, this tied in with the quantum field we are speaking of, you and your wife, your quantum field has broadened significantly. And for instance, it might be this might be help you to understand this particular point. At this point, your quantum field would be as if you were standing in BJ's, that store.
mm-hmm.
The whole store would be your quantum field, and your wife were standing in Hobby Lobby, that whole store would be her quantum field. So that gives you a ballpark on your auric field at this time, see?
If we're both together, does that double that quantum field?
Not at this time, but it doubles the power and intensity within it.
Okay.
Okay. We're just talking about the physical scope of the field at this point.
Okay.
Okay. But yes, it doubles the power. So be mindful if you see a car accident within that radius, that vicinity, that would be a big red flag for you. You understand?
No. You mean that I might have caused it?
Well, it means that, it could mean that, but it means that you do not have control over your personal power, your personal power in your quantum field at that time. Do you understand that? Just like when the power went out the other night.
So anything that happens within my field that is negative is related to me?
It doesn't mean that you caused it.
Mm.
It just means that you have allowed it in your quantum field.
So if I stay aware, if I stay completely aware and keep all my thoughts positive, then something like that should not happen within the area of my quantum field.
That is right. So in the example we gave of a car accident, that means that something in your awareness, your thoughts, emotions, your mental construct has given allowance to that, you see.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have authority and power within that scope, the scope of your quantum field there, which at this time is about the size of that store, if you can imagine that.
Mm.
Okay. So, for instance, let's say your neighbor next door, there was a lightning strike and the house burned, caught on fire. Well, yes, you have some responsibility in that, you understand, because
Okay.
it's within your quantum field there.
Okay. quantum field the same thing as a Buddha field?
Yes. Well, quantum field, yes, and quantum meaning that there are unlimited, infinite number of things you could create within that particular space. Now, back to the space, the actual physical space. So at this time, as we said, your typical quantum field, magnetic field, Buddha field would be about that size, you see.
Mm-hmm.
Just if you weren't being particularly mindful one way or the other.
Okay.
Okay. But your Buddha field can be increased. It can expand to anywhere if you put intention and meditation behind it.
Mm.
Right?
Yes.
It could go to India or Greece or to your sisters or to your grandchild or whatever.
Hmm.
It can be expanded anywhere you desire when you give it intention. If there's no intention in the moment being given to an expansion of your Buddha field, then that it is about that size of that store in your physical locale.
I see.
So let's say, for example, that this is why your wife says, no one's going to steal the things off my porch. Because there is nothing in her Buddha field that makes room for that. And if somebody were to steal things off her porch, that would be a serious red flag of something going on in her heart, her thoughts, her emotion, her psyche that would allow such a thing to happen within her field, you see. Does that make sense?
Yes, not only does it make sense, but there was a time in my life when I used to live that way, like a lot, not like doors, not do stuff like that, because I believed that I wouldn't let that within my, well, I don't know if I called it field back then, but I wouldn't create anything like that. And I don't know, I kind of lost that belief.
So if the two of you are fighting, it is because you want to fight, you see.
Yes, I know.
And so now, to give you a little more insight here, to help you take responsibility. So let's say that you decide to fight. Now, let's see. You are together. That means the personal power of the field is doubled. You're at home. Let's imagine this, BJ's or Hobby Lobby. So how many neighbors might be incorporated in your field when you fight in your living room?
Yeah.
How many neighbors might be
500.
impacted? Yes. So much for privacy. Well, you do have your privacy. Obviously, they are not typically cognizant or aware of your impact upon them and the field. Of course, people are beginning to sense it when they come around. Some can pinpoint it specifically and attribute it to your presence. Others may simply think they are having a good day or whatever. But you know what impact you are having.
Yes. I knew at close range. I did not realize at that far a range.
So at this point, there should not be any violence, hatred, painful separation, chronic diseases, cancers, or any such thing within that radius.
Is it okay if I go charge everybody for that?
Well, this is what you have asked for, is to make a difference.
Yes, absolutely.
To change the world. So
Please.
let's start with these 500 and go from there.
Okay.
This is why we have been saying, mind the gaps. Know whose are yours. Know whose are yours and keep them close within your field, you see.
Yes.
And if you keep them in your field, their transformation is inevitable. Just like all of those who lived at the ashram with Bhagwan.
Mm-hmm.
There was an imminent transformation for all. So very little is needed from you, but just to keep them close. That is all that is needed, you see. The young man has already moved from 175 to 280 during the time of his recent involvement with you. And you might want to stop saying, well, only 2 or 3 points in a lifetime. Because that was an accurate statement in times past, but not so accurate anymore.
Well, I thought I meant to say, if I didn't say the average is, but now the average is no longer that. Okay, I got it.
Right, everything is accelerated.
Yes. That was just what David Hawkins had said.
Yes, and when he said it, it was accurate.